6 o'clock, multiple law enforcement agencies at Furman today training their explosive detecting dogs. School officials say there were multiple different kinds of dogs being trained in different ways, and that every time the dog learns something new, their handlers do too. Officials talked about why this is important for the dog's growth.
What we're doing is we're working on new environments, new scenarios, making things a little more difficult, preparing these dogs for any time that we may be asked or they may be asked to perform a sweep at their local jurisdiction or for any event in their area.
Now, training for the dogs continues tomorrow.